Last time we left you, we were exploring the incredibly beautiful Sedona and Verde River Valley area. Thus far, we've hiked and eaten our way through the place and are picking right back up where we left off. Enjoy. Even though Sedona has been pleasantly warm during the day, the nights drop into colder temperatures, which was the cause for an unfortunate discovery. Our heater is on the fritz. After making some quick calls, we decided to head to Prescott, Arizona and AT Overland in hopes that they could get us on the road to recovery.
Our heater broke, so we are using our backcountry sleeping bags in addition to our blankets tonight, because it's going to be 20 or so. Something like that. We'll see.
Hopefully poor Luna doesn't freeze.
That's Luna.
Maybe I'll be able to take one of my 8 layers off. It's become so soft since getting a heater. We made it through the night last night, and now we are going to head into town because AT Overland is here and they happen to be a 4-wheel camper dealer. And we, based on our test that we did last night on our heater, think it's a circuit board. So they're probably our best bet in tracking one of those down.
We don't have any footage from that first visit to AT Overland. So while I explained what happened, here's some cute footage of Luna being a brave little toaster as she explores camp. All right, now where was I? Oh yes, our heater was busted. After spending a few hours with AT, we found an incredibly dirty sail switch, of which we cleaned and replaced. Still no dice. We ran a bunch of tests only to determine that we had a bad unit. An order was placed for a fresh one, and we decided to hang around and wait for its arrival. One of our first stops after leaving AT Overland was Watson Lake. We were here for 2 reasons. 1, this place is incredible. Seriously, look at it. It's amazing. The second reason for visiting Watson Lake was because we were location scouting for a project that we had on the schedule with our dear friends over at Bedrock Sandals. After spending the day traversing the rock and watery labyrinth, we dubbed this as the perfect shooting location. If you're interested in seeing what we made for them, we'll include the link to those videos in the description below. Did you happen to take note of the number of bottles I'm carrying? Well, that's all trash I found on the trail. Please be sure that when you're visiting beautiful public spaces like this, to do what you can to leave them cleaner than you found them, so everyone can enjoy it just as much as you did. After leaving Watson Lake, we decided to go in search of warmer temperatures than Prescott had to offer us while waiting for our heater to arrive. We immediately got back to our usual activity of spicy hiking. Back on trail, we went in search of interesting geological features and stumbled into some incredible Native American dwellings along the way.
This is a piece of pottery, and this is a native variety of corn, which I believe has gone extinct, that Native Americans used to eat.
As we mentioned in our last video, we can't get enough of Native American history, and to come across them in the wild feels like hitting the lottery. When coming in contact with such rare and precious pieces of history like this dwelling, it's important that we touch nothing and leave everything just as we found it, so they can stand just as they are for hundreds of years to come. The landscape alone in this area is a thing of beauty, but then to be able to enjoy a piece of relatively untouched history is something that I will remember for the rest of my life. A little later in the hike, we came across a dwelling that took a little more creativity to get to. As cool as this spot is, we did later find out that it's not actually a Native American dwelling, but instead part of a movie set from back in the day. Well, that didn't keep us from being impressed or excited about our discovery. I mean, get a load of that view. With the sun getting low in the sky, we decided to call it a day and make our way back. But what goes up must come down. Some of us made the descent look a little more graceful than others.
Maybe I didn't do such a bad job.
All right, it's time to head back to Prescott to pick up our fresh new heater.
We were supposed to be celebrating our newly installed working heater, but nobody seems to know where it was, and we needed to pick me up, so we started celebrating early. So tonight we are serving up Five Guys hamburgers, a bag o' fries, and Trader Joe's box wine, because there's nothing classier than French fries and red wine.
If being on the road has taught us anything, it's the importance of being flexible and not getting all bent out of shape about things that don't work out. The date for our heater install came and went with no sign of its arrival. We took this as a sign to slow down and have a few quiet days at camp. Days like this are Luna's favorite. She loves to come out of her shell when we sit still and explore camp. This particular spot had a wash nearby that Luna loved to explore. Or, lay around in. Either way, we also love days like this because it gives us a chance to recharge our batteries and just enjoy being in each other's company. Then, out of nowhere, we got the call that our heater had finally arrived to AT Overland, and we are clear to come in and have it installed. When we arrived, we were covered in layers of red clay and dust from all of our recent explorations, and thus we needed a quick rinse before the fine people at AT got to work swapping Roxanne's brand new heater in.
As of this morning, very excited to announce that we officially have a working heater in our camper now. Thank you so much to AT Overland. They really did make us feel very at home and welcome, despite the fact that it felt like we were just hanging around, but they really worked us in despite their busy schedule. So tonight, to celebrate, we have got a pizza that we are going to make in our cast iron skillet and a fresh case of beer. Really looking forward to it. It's perfect!
Here's another lesson from the road for you. Celebrate the small stuff.
Pizza is served.
Even if it's as simple of a celebration as this one, it makes those small victories feel that much more special. With our heater fixed and our to-do list complete for this area, there was now nothing keeping us in the Verde River Valley. After a quiet and now thankfully warm night, we made plans to press on. Our sights were set further north in Page, Arizona. Page is where our day in the life quarantine video picks up and brings us full circle. Putting together these two videos has given us the chance to look back at how much life has changed since the onset of COVID-19. We're so thankful we had a great start to our year before we decided to come off the road for a few months and let the dust settle. We looked back on this time during quarantine as fuel for life after we got back on the road. So stay tuned for Life on the Road post-quarantine. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you down the road.